on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE. Welcome back to the channel that ties stupidity to the train tracks of knowledge. Today we have JM Truth and Team Skeptic. We're going to have a talk about Flat Earth, but first I want to talk about my opponent that was supposed to debate me on Simon Dan's channel on Monday. Schrodinger's Cat for 199 says aloha from sunny Hawaii. Hawaii is the place where the guy I was supposed to debate was from, but Joey didn't turn up. Joey Rocha, who mouths off all the time about his 19-pack and how he can beat up Fight the Flat Earth, didn't turn up for the debate, and then about 12 hours later posted a video saying that I gave him the wrong date. And he showed everyone an email where I said it was the 8th of December and not the 9th. And that was true, because I did send him an email saying that it was the 8th. But as this screenshot shows, the first email there from me, debate, don't think you're getting away with it, 8th of December. Straight away on the same day, about 10 minutes later, I emailed him again, scrap that, it's Monday the 9th. So he had both of the emails with the correction saying what the actual date was. But that's not the worst thing. I spoke to him on his YouTube channel and about coming on again, and he actually confirmed that he would see me on the 9th. So Joey Rocha absolutely knew what the date and time of the debate was. There's me saying, don't forget Joey, 9th of December, 8 PM UK, that's 10 AM for you. He said, why? So you can punk me again and not show? And I was like, nope, it's going to happen. Because the one before had to be cancelled because Simon Dan was ill. And he said, oh, you had no control, no delay. This time, let's make it happen without anyone getting sick. See you on the 9th. I'll show up again, and I hope this time you do as well. And then you can see the next comment is from somebody who messaged him while I was live on Simon Dan's channel. So yeah, Joey Rocha chickened out of debate. He completely ran away from actually debating me, which is hilarious because of the amount of big up that he always gives it. Oh, I'm going to destroy Fight the Flat Earth in debate, and he wasn't there. Joey Rocha will not get another chance to come on the channel and debate me, and he will not get to debate me on Simon Dan's channel. At this point, I think it's best if we just pretend Joey Rocha doesn't exist, because I think he has some mental issues. But yeah, tonight we have, like I said, Team Truth and Team Skeptic. Team Skeptic had to nip off on a call quickly. I don't know if he's back yet, but we'll get on with that in a sec. I'll just say hello to some of you guys in the chat first. Hello, Schrodinger's Cat. Thank you very much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Hey, Chrismer, how's my favorite ASCII droid? Hey, Christopher Kane, how you doing, man? Yeah, Joey Rocha, absolutely bitch made. You are right. Blue Marble Science, why don't you have a wrench? I will give you a wrench. Oh, if I can, it's not letting me. Add moderator. There we go. Right. I don't know. Is Teamy back yet? No, well, we'll just have a quick talk with our other guest today. JM Truth, welcome back to the channel. How are you doing this evening?
Good, how you doing there, Craig?
I'm not doing bad at all. Any more developments with your situation?
Oh, actually, I got a ton of developments. All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah?
I got all my YouTube videos back that she tried to copyright. YouTube told her, nope, they're his, thanks.
Yeah, I didn't think they were valid copyright strikes, but yeah. JM Truth released 2 videos, one of them showing a light that can be seen at 11 miles, and one showing a light that can be seen at 35 miles, 35.6 miles. You can talk about that with Team tonight when Team's ready. But yeah, they were copyright stricken by Shelley, but they're back up now.
Yeah.
The echo will be gone in a minute when Team comes back and sorts his thing out, so it'll be all right.
Okay. All right. So let's see what else. I released a public cease and desist order, and the DA is in the process right now of reviewing the case. So
Okay, cool.
they've actually opened the case, so I'm happy about that.
So there's still a lot more going on. Obviously, we've still not heard from Shelley what her side is.
I'd be surprised if you do hear from Shelley. She really has nothing to argue. It's kind of the monkey argument is what it is. But
yeah. 1 second, my microphone is apparently a little low. That's up as loud as I can turn it. Okay, never mind. I'll just speak loudly into my microphone. I just want everyone to know that obviously JM's comments about the whole situation are his own, and I don't have an opinion on what's going on. I gave JM the chance to come on the channel and give his side, but obviously they are his words, just so everybody knows. Sam Bob Dylan for $2. Hold JM Truth's succinct answers, not waffle on. I'm sure as soon as Team's back, he will be able to hold JM to some decent questions. Just waiting for Team. Right. Give me 1 second.
they're not very. Your ignorant. They're not very understanding of it.
My what? Sorry.
I'm not waffling on. You asked me a question, I answered it. I don't understand some of the comments.
Well, we'll just see how it goes when Team's ready. Right, give me 1 minute.
And I think in the spring we may go and redo some more of those observations and fine tune my camera skills a little bit.
Oh, I've just put up one of the observations a second while we're waiting for Team to come back. So this is an 11.5 mile observation that JM did. The light you can see is on the back of a car that's driving away, and basically
it's an LED panel secured to the back of this truck, basically.
Right.
The back of the van.
Basically, you can see the light all the way up to 11.5 miles.
Yeah. And then I forgot to change the ISO on my camera.
Yeah, and then,
stupid mistake.
Yeah, then there was this one, the 35.6 mile observation where you could apparently see a light.
Yeah.
And was this just the same on a car driving away?
It was, yeah, the same. Not the same location, and this was obviously longer. But at 27 miles, we lost the light. And so we kind of went for 35.6 with a laser and did get a hit. Lots of hits with the laser, so towards the end.
So you lost the light at how many miles?
27. Again, it was another ISO issue. I was running 3 cameras and trying to deal with one of the other guys that was with me. And I was basically trying to run the whole thing myself. So
right.
on this end. So anyway, I mean, it doesn't matter. I forgot to change the ISO, but.
Hey Team, you back? Nope, still busy. Team just got a call just before we went live. I probably should have waited, but I didn't want to keep you guys hanging on. Christmas says, how does he know the road was flat? How did he know it wasn't slightly going up a hill, therefore making it so he could see the light further than he was supposed to?
Good question, because before doing this observation, we went out with a GPS and measured the distance. It really doesn't matter, even uphill. The difference in elevation was only about 20 feet or so. So I think that the far end was 20 feet higher than we are. But at 844 feet, which is what it should have been in drop, it really is irrelevant because it shouldn't have been above us. It should have been below us. So.
Right. But so it was possibly going up a hill a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't consider 20 feet, Craig, up a hill. I mean, you're talking about terrain that does this. So it was constantly up, down, you know. It was a relatively flat road, but like I said, the difference was only ever 20 feet or so. So
right.
That's the other reason I've got to go back and redo this experiment, because the other half of the team didn't screen capture the GPS elevation. I have one from when we did earlier that day, but I wanted a live real time observation, and they didn't capture that.
So how come there was no like images or from inside the vehicle or anything showing us what was going on in there?
Again, I can't answer for why they didn't. Windows to film that whole situation and record it, and apparently he didn't. So I don't have any. All I have is the audio from my end where I captured.
Better charge for $2 New Zealand says, why was this done at night and not in the day?
Well, because at night you can't do a laser observation during the day. You can only do it at night because the laser doesn't. You really can't pick it up on the salt flats. It is so bright, literally. You have to wear shades out there because it's like walking in snow. You've got the light coming down and then the reflection. You're constantly squinting all day. We did try to do an observation during the day from the Utah tree out to the rest area, and we're unsuccessful, partially because I think the camera was too low. We couldn't get the camera high enough. There's berms every couple of miles that just rock dividers. I don't know what to call them. They're just berms. And we would have to have gotten up on top of the van with the camera, and we had rented the van, and so we didn't want to damage the van, so we didn't do that. I had a 2600 millimeter lens and the day observation was unsuccessful. That's all.
Right. Okay.
It also wasn't where I wanted to do the observation. It was at that time Shelley kind of made that decision to go down there, and so that's why.
How come you can't see the light all the time if the Earth's flat?
What do you mean you can see the light all the time?
Well, not all the time, because they got to a point where you couldn't see it, right?
No. Well,
like,
not the 11. Well, the 11. Which one are you talking? This one or the other one?
Yeah. Well, with this one, for instance, it got to 11.4 miles. What happened then? Did you stop seeing the light?
The camera that I had it zoomed all the way as 200 millimeters, and I think it was an ISO issue. I'm not sure because I didn't. On the monitor on the camera, I still saw the light. So it wasn't until I got it in post where I realized it didn't come up. So we were actually seeing it with the naked eye, and in the digital monitor on the camera. I don't have an answer for what happened here because I was able to see on the monitor. So this would not be an ISO issue. This would be probably a internal malfunction. I don't know. I don't have any idea.
I'm back.
Hey team, how you doing?
Good. Sorry guys.
That's
Didn't mean to have that unexpected call come in. And then I thought it was just some random person calling, and then they were like, dude, I've been coming to you for your business for like the past 2 years. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, let me talk to you real quick. So,
no worries. Thank you for joining me
sorry
tonight.
about that, guys.
Welcome back to the channel, as always. So you and team tonight are just going to have a moderated discussion about Flat Earth.
Okay.
I've already gone for everything that I was going to talk about with Joey. Obviously, team was producing the debate on Simon Dan's channel that Joey didn't show up to. Team, did you know that Joey's been telling everybody that I chickened out and told him the wrong date?
Yeah, so I saw that video where Joey walks up and puts his hands up like he's the boxing champion of the world. Now look, Joey says he has a 19 pack, okay?
Medical
I
condition.
counted a 3-pack and 2 man boobs, all right? I don't know if he thinks that each one of his man boobs are 8 packs, but that's not how it works, Joey, okay? You have a 3-pack. Tell people that so you can be intellectually factual and correct and honest.
Yeah, he doesn't look in shape at all. He looks like ill, if anything. But anyway, yeah, Joey Rocha is a hashtag bitch and will not be coming back to the channel or getting any more of my time. Gleam came on. It was actually a much better conversation than I could ever have expected. He was wrong about everything, but yeah. $5 New Zealand from Better Charge.
Yeah, no, Gleam, hey, I'm going to tell you something. I know that we talked about it before, a little bit beforehand, and I was like, you need, don't, like Joey Rocha was a waste of your time. While Gleam was wrong, I do think that was a better conversation. That was the conversation. That was the debate that should have been set up, not with Joey Cockroach.
Yeah.
That dude's he's a bitch, man.
He is a piece of shit. New Zealand, $5 from Better Charge. By the way, there are a lot of distance observations done during the day, so you can actually see what's happening that don't correspond with your findings. Yeah, well, why don't we just get into that? Team, JM Truth says that he did observations that show you can see 11.5 miles and 36.5 miles. What do you say?
I mean, you and I talked about this already. Without proper control measurements, you're not really saying what you are able to see and what you're not able to see. Control measurements are everything when it comes to refractive indexes. You have, I saw that you have some measurements that you guys took regarding atmospheric pressure, humidity, and temperature. I think there's a few measurements that are missing that you can. One of them for sure you could probably answer. What was the wavelength of light you were using?
Hold on. What's that? Sorry, I was trying to get the other.
What wavelength of light were you using?
What wavelength of light?
Do you know if it was
yeah?
Was it a monochromatic light or was it a white light?
Oh, it was LED. It was LED.
Okay, but I mean, there was no color to it. One particular color, it was white, basically.
Oh, it was white. I had the ability to go up to 68 Kelvin, but I chose not to because I just figured I wanted to try to stick with the white light.
You said you had the option to go to what?
68K.
Oh,
or 62K.
I didn't catch. I didn't. Okay, I didn't catch what you said. So there's that, and I believe another measurement you would really need is the ppm of the CO2 concentration. I think those are the only two measurements you're really missing to get a proper refractive index. But the easiest way to do it is to just use the control points because they are at a fixed distance and a fixed height, and you can calculate from where you're at where they should be at and where you see them at, and then from there you can build a refractive index to determine how much the light is bending or refracting on your observation. Those are the only things that I go ahead.
No, cool. No, and I hear you and I understand what you're saying. My question is, at 35.6 miles, the refractive index, as far as I'm aware, is almost irrelevant. Because light's not going to bend 844 feet.
Well, I mean, without the proper measurements, you can't say that that's going to happen because I can show you instances of extreme refraction where light's bending around corners, and I have a video right now I can load up just to show you how much light refracts in extremely cold temperatures. I believe you were at about 3 degrees Celsius, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, but
so
you've
you
got
were
that
just
actually
above.
back
You were
in warmer climates, not in cold climates. In cold climates, there's less refraction because there's less atmospheric distortion. The molecules are not.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something real quick, JM.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Give me one second just to pull it up.
All right, just let me know when you're ready. I'll put you on full screen.
I've gotten better at saving my videos that are important.
$199 from JL Warren. A lot of unquantified variables in his experiment. Yep, JM, honestly, I do think maybe there would have been more controls for your observations, would have made it easier to see what was going on.
So
You guys should have controls.
let me make a comment on that. Well, okay, so when you're at a position on the, I believe it's the WGS 84, you can use that that map right there. It's a surveying map, I believe. You can use that map, and it tells you where control points are from you. Okay, so you can go and you can make a measurement using a theodolite, let's say, and you can make a measurement and determine like where it is relative to you and where it should be relative to you.
Right.
And that'll start giving you can start building a refractive index based on that. So you could take a measurement for one control point, you could turn around and take a measurement for another control point, and now you have two controls that you can get a refractive index around. Then when you make your observation, you can make the assumption that most of the refractive index is going to be relatively the same around you. You can then make your observation, you can apply the refractive index to that to say that it's exclusive evidence to support your hypothesis or to, reject it either way. So if you're working with your null hypothesis and you say that you want to prove that the Earth is not a globe, that it's flat because it's not a globe, then you would go and you would take these measurements, you would use those refractive indexes to prove that even with refraction, what you're seeing is not supported by the globe model. Okay, I'm ready to well, hold on, let me get to load my screen.
And we actually measure all the distances. So, all the distances are accurate. We measured it multiple times through multiple different means. One on Google Maps just to make sure that we had that done. Then we measured it by a vehicle and we measured it by a phone. So the phone's got a GPS software on it where you can measure the distance from a start point and end point. So then multiple.
Okay.
Go ahead. What?
Let me. Okay. Can I show you this real quick? This is just the cold air refraction and showing you that cold air will bend light around a corner. Okay. So this object is sitting behind the propane tank. Okay. So they're not spraying the object. The object's behind the propane tank. Let me show you what the object looks like. It's right here. Okay. We'll just play the video from there. So they have the green putty around it just to show you the different colors, and this is how far away it is. And then it's going to show you where the camera is going to be at. Okay, so you see what's going on, right? You're good with that so far?
Yep.
Okay, right now you can't see, you can only see the top band, you can't see the bottom two bands.
Right.
So he's going to spray some cold air on there.
You're spraying cold air on what? Oh, okay.
Or liquid nitrogen, I'm sorry. He's pouring. Okay, so you see what happens when it gets really cold right next to the surface?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's bending the light down across that surface down to the camera.
Actually, no, team. What's happening is the water is acting as a reflective mirror, and I guess you could say the light's bending, but as the water goes away,
Damn, it's not reflecting it downwards. No, that's not water. That's liquid nitrogen. It's literally evaporating as it hits the surface. Hold on.
But, team, it's bending it through the liquid medium. The light is being refracted through the liquid medium, and it's hitting multiple walls.
No, JM. No, hold on. Man, look, it's not. I'm going to stop it right there, dude, and pause it. You see? Hold on. Look, it's liquid nitrogen. It's literally not sitting, it's not puddling up on top of hold on, hear me out for a second. It's liquid nitrogen. It's not puddling up on top of the on top of the propane tank. When it hits, it immediately evaporates out. It's super cold, okay? So watch. When it does, you can actually see all the liquid that drips down the propane tank. You can see that there's a layer of vapor that's sitting right there on the propane tank that hasn't gone yet. Okay. You see the red between the two splashes? How it grew and then it splashed again?
I understand that, but that's because you have a condensed amount of matter that's bending the light as it goes through the matter. That's the same. That is actually the same concept as happens when it's hot outside. The only difference is liquid nitrogen creates a condensed amount of matter for the few seconds that it's there before it evaporates. It's pretty obvious, team.
You're wrong.
What's happening?
It's cold air. That's right there. It's cold. It's extremely cold air that's right there, and it's bending the light downward.
You still have a condensed matter that is bending the light as the light is traveling through that matter. Because as the matter then dissipates, it goes back to being what it is, what we originally see.
Yeah, you mean as the temperature equalizes, as it goes back to the normal temperature of the surrounding area. Yeah, you're right. It does. It goes right back to the way it was. But the moment that you make it super cooled like that, it's going to bend the light downwards.
Cold has nothing to do with it, team. The temperature of the matter has nothing to do with it. In this instance, it's because you have a condensed amount of gas in that one area. That's what the light is bending through.
No.
That's what the light is bending
No.
through.
Because if that was the case, you could just put CO2 down on that and get the exact same reaction. Why do you think they're pouring liquid nitrogen on it? Why do you think they're pouring something that's super cooled?
The temperature is irrelevant, team. In fact, the fact that it evaporates...
Oh, it's very relevant. Okay, hold on.
No, it's actually
Let me pull up
irrelevant.
something else.
Just while you're doing that, I'll read out a couple of superchat chats quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Granny Bonzex for $4.99. Why doesn't he show us on a map the precise locations of the camera and the car? I tend not to believe his information without proof. Yeah, do you have those where the observations were taken? Or would we be able to look at those on a map, JM?
I do, and I will get them. Yeah, I can get them.
Okay.
I haven't yet, because
I mean,
Go ahead.
could you tell us the location just so we
JM.
can look at it?
Hold on. I want to read this to you real quick, okay? This is atmospheric refraction. Refraction increases approximately 1% for every 0.9 kilopascals increase in pressure and decreases 1% for every 0.9 kilopascal decrease in pressure. Similarly, refraction increases approximately 1% for every 3 degrees decrease in temperature. Refraction increases with a decrease in temperature.
that's under a normal circumstance. Pouring liquid nitrogen on something is not a normal, natural situation, team. You can't use that definition when you're pouring liquid nitrogen on an object and bending light through a medium. That's not a natural thing that happens in nature.
Whether it happens naturally or not, we're decreasing the temperature, bending the light.
Again,
That's what's
the
happening. I understand you're trying to come up with an explanation to explain the observation, but there is no other explanation. Your explanation's completely ad hoc. I'm sorry. I'm trying to let you speak. Go ahead.
No. I mean, your whole premise is to argue with me about this. My premise is I'm explaining to you what's happening physically in the room. You're wanting to say, well, because the temperature is dropping because of the liquid nitrogen. This is when actually the temperature is irrelevant in this case. I'm telling you, the refraction index based on the amount of gas and matter between point A and point B, which causes the refractive index in the first place. So you can have it with any temperature, depending on the amount of matter you have or gas in this case, you have an object. That causes the refraction index.
Okay, so when it says refraction increases approximately 1% for every 3 degrees decrease in temperature, you're telling me that that's wrong?
Hold on.
All right, just while you're looking that up, I'll just get these more super chats done. Sam Bob Dillon for $5 Australian. Apologies, JM Truth, as everyone deserves their say. Good day, team. Watching from Southeast Queensland, Australia. JM Truth does have good ideas, but they are debunkable. This is what me and team were talking about actually the other day, that we actually enjoy debating, discussing with JM Truth, because at least he brings things for us to discuss rather than just going, it looks flat. Better charge for $2 New Zealand. Professor Bell would like to talk with JM sometime. Professor Bell, I am lining up a debate between you and Marilyn Spirit Level. Please bear with me while I do that. $5 from Surf. It's Brainy Beaver's birthday. Bring out the maple syrup. Happy birthday, you silly little beaver thing, you. Yeah, everyone go subscribe to Brainy Beaver. Gripper Crapper for $4.99. Will you suggest to JM Truth to collaborate with debunkers on their experiments? It would go a long way towards building some understanding. I'm sure JM would actually collaborate on some experiments. $1.99 from Stephen Steen. Why is Team Skeptic and FTFE back to letting JM school them? Just because we love it, Stephen. $2 from Robert Belts. Please explain how we condense gases. And $5 from Dangerous Skeptic. A quick Google search says cold air has a higher index of refraction. And $5 from Chris Johnson. He said 3 degrees centigrade air wouldn't refract light as much as hot air. Now he's saying dense air refracts light more, which would be cold air. And $4.99 from JL Warren. JM, your bias is adjusting your observation to fit your expectation. Basically, they're saying that the cold does have an effect, and I think that's what Team was trying to say as well.
I understand. The
index of refraction is going to be higher at colder temperatures.
So you're saying the light bends more in cold temperatures than in hot temperatures?
Yes, I think that's what we're saying, right, Team?
Yes, bends. Yes, it does. It bends down more. In hotter temperatures, it actually bends up. So, like if you go from a hot medium or from a cold medium into a warmer medium, then the light will bend up instead of down.
Well, I disagree with the whole light bending up and down. I lived for 12 years in Alaska, and we were always able to see further in the colder temperatures because there's less activity in the atmosphere. So there's less refraction going on.
No, in the colder temperatures, you have more refraction, so you should see further in the colder temperatures. This is one of my bigger arguments with just the actual observations of like distances, because let me agree with you on something right here, okay? This is evidence that supports the flat Earth, but it's not evidence that refutes the globe Earth. That's why I don't. It's not really that I want to refute it or that I think I can refute it. It's just that without you saying this is definitely something that refutes the globe Earth, and you have the science behind it and the math behind it to back that up, then then it's really a moot point. You know, then we're just arguing.
Right.
You know whether you know what I'm saying.
I will concede this for now. And I'll go refresh up on it, and then we can come back and we talk about it later.
Yeah, that works for me. Because I don't mind it. I think the observation's a good. I think the observation's a good observation. I'm not saying that it's not a good observation. It's just not good evidence to put forth as positive evidence to support your model. It's good to say that it does actually work on the flat Earth model. It does actually work on the globe Earth model too, until you can refute one or the other.
So you can refraction. I get it. I get it. Go ahead.
Northen Thompson for $5 says JM is correct when he says matter bends light. You just need a lot, like a black hole. Right.
Who said that?
Oh yeah, general relativity.
Nathan Thompson.
Nathan Turner.
Nathan Thompson.
It's the bizarro version of Nathan
I was
Thompson.
his second subscriber, either his second or third.
So, but
Right.
it's actually someone called Nathan Turner.
JM, I'm gonna be honest with you, JM. Okay, I have a goal in my life. All right, my goal is now to convert you. I'm not saying to convert you to the globe Earth heliocentric belief. I'm saying I'm gonna convert you away from flat Earth because it's not flat. No matter what it is, it's not flat. There's no way. And I could sit down with you and have I would like you to explain one observation to me, okay? I'm going to give you this observation, and this is the only thing I want you to do. And I want you to really, because this is something that goes back to the ancient times, like flat earthers want to say. They say, oh, let's all take it back to the ancients. Let's start there, okay? All the ancients, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, recognized the equinoxes. It was important. The equinoxes and the solstices. Those were important dates, okay? And the reason why they were important is because the equinoxes pretty much represent the halfway point of the year, and the solstices represent certain times when days and nights start becoming longer and shorter relative to each other. So those are two things that the ancients absolutely had to know, okay? And the only way they could tell was by the sun. It was where the sun rose in the sky every day. So every day on the equinox, it's going to rise due east. Every observer on Earth will see it at 24.4 degrees north of due east on the summer solstice, and the opposite on the winter solstice, south of east. So, or 23.4, I'm sorry, not 24.4, 23.4. So they're going to see these observations. Using any model other than the globe model, I would like you to try to explain those two observations to me.
Hold up.
Can you
Now, I
explain?
can walk you through from my perspective and from my belief of the Earth being a globe and the sun being extremely huge. I can walk you through why it works on my model. I can also walk you through why it doesn't work on any other model. Now, that's something the ancients saw. That's not something modern day science saw. And we have monolithic proof of this. So it's not, oh, look, we found it in writings or anything like that. No, this is proof that dates back 2,000 years, that they took advantage of this observation.
What monolithic proofs are you referring to?
Stonehenge for one. We can go to, I believe Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. I believe it's Machu Picchu is the snake on the side of the pyramid. We can also go to what's the Polynesian Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat. We can go there. The temples of Angkor Wat are all built so that the sun rises due east directly over the temples.
Okay.
And these are all different latitudes as well. So this is one in England, one in I'm sorry.
Surprised you're under the impression it doesn't work on a flat, because it works on both actually. But
okay, so here's my question then. If you say it works on both, here's what I'm going to ask you. On the equinox, okay, at the southern tip of Argentina, they can look due east and see the sun rise. I have family in Argentina, so they can see they can see the sunrise due east on the equinox. Now, if you look on a flat Earth map and you can pick any one you want, put the sun over the subsolar point, which would be, basically if you think of Argentina at the bottom, that would be 6 p.m. on a clock, right? So put the sun on the equator at 3 o'clock. That would be solar noon for, somewhere in Africa probably, and it would be sunrise for someone in the southern tip of Argentina. Now, they see that sun due east, 100%.
Right.
They've been seeing it since the ancient times due east. So how does that happen on the flat Earth when the sun is almost 45 degrees north of due east?
well, because I'm going to take a stab at it without actually doing any tests on it and just tell you that what I believe of the sun is I don't believe it's an object in the sky. So if I'm no matter where I'm standing on Earth, it's going to be due east relative to my position. If assuming that it's a plasma and it's not a solid object, okay, then it also could be I guess the best word for me would be call it a hologram, but it's a plasma hologram that puts out energy. So, but it's relative changes location.
JM, can I ask you? Can I stop you there and ask you a question?
Ask my
A
question.
plasma hologram that doesn't make sense though. Plasma is a form of matter.
Yeah.
Well, it's matter, but it's matter that's created in a. I'm just, it doesn't.
Could you define plasma for us?
It's a ball of energy. Ball of energy that's not solid. It's not a terra. There's terra firma. That way. Probably the best way.
Team, do you want to take a stab at defining plasma?
Yeah, so plasma is a state of matter, and basically in which the electrons have been ripped off of it, off of the atoms. So you find plasma in like the sun under extreme pressures, where the matter just has so much energy in it that the electrons actually come off of the matter and become free-moving electrons.
So ionized gas.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Right.
And would that emit
But
energy?
it's still matter. It's still a state of matter.
Right.
A hologram is just a light projection. So how would a hologram? Okay, here's a question. We can use spectroscopy to see through light absorbs through like the spectrograph. We can see what elements are in the sun based on the absorption spectrum of the light coming from the sun. How is that possible if the sun is only a hologram?
Re-ask your question again. Sorry, I was looking at something. Re-ask your question again.
Okay, so we have spectroscopy is a pretty well-known science.
I use
sorry.
the word hologram loosely. Apparently, I shouldn't have. I'll stick with the whole plasma.
But see, if it's plasma, it's an actual object. But if it's plasma, it's an actual object. So now we're seeing an actual object at different points in the sky.
Right, but it's. Well, then I guess I'd have to call it a hologram because it does change. It changes its location relative to our location. If I'm looking at it in Africa and I'm looking at it in the United States, it's not going to be in the same place in the sky relative to my position. But
then we get we get back to the same problem though. But JM, we still get back to the same problem. We can use spectroscopy and see that there's actual light being emitted from the star, or from the sun. We'll call it the sun instead of the star. We can see that in our spectrograph.
There is light being emitted from
I'm sorry?
the sun. There is light being emitted.
How is
from
that
the sun.
possible? How is that possible if it's a hologram?
Well, do you not understand that holograms emit light? Hologram emit.
Oh my god.
Otherwise, you couldn't see it.
Deep breaths, team.
I don't know. I'm just trying
I
to
don't understand why you don't
trying to be cool,
understand-
JM. I'm trying to be cool about. No, I mean I understand how the sun cannot be a hologram. I understand how you can say it's a hologram, but let me ask you this, okay? Do you have any proof that it is a hologram, or is that just your way of making sense of it so that your explanation of the sun matches your pre-drawn conclusion that the Earth is flat, and that with knowing that everybody sees it deweys? No, that's saying you're starting with a conclusion. No, that's saying you're starting with a conclusion that the Earth is flat, and you're coming. do you have proof that the sun is a hologram?
Do I have proof of how it potentially works, or do I have proof that the sun's a hologram? Because you can't prove the sun's a hologram per se. I can go into a laboratory and give you.
Do you have proof that the sun can work like a hologram and emit light like a hologram? Okay.
Let me finish. Okay. I can go into a laboratory, or not me, but I do know scientists that can go into a lab, create the dome and what we would look at as the Earth, and create the same illusion as what we see when we look at the night sky. Now, I can't do it right here in front of you. I have to go contact these people and do a video on this, but I've seen it. Okay, so it's not something that I can do, but there are people smarter than me, obviously, that have done it and have created, I don't know what you call it, models of this scientific experiment that work based on what we see in the sky. So, but I can't do it. So no, I don't have it in front of me to present to you, but I'd be more than happy to try to gather up all that data, come back and show. And then it's the best I can do, team. I can't win this argument that you're asking me. I can't, but I don't have any. You're asking me something that I can't prove right now, so it would have to be shelved. I'm just telling you this is based on all of my research, what I think is going on, but I can't prove it. No, not at this point. But I'm not going to bullshit you either and try to say, no. This is the closest thing I can find to what I think is.
So let me just clarify something. So, James, your answer to the fact that we have these observations on the equinox is that the sun is potentially a hologram, so we cannot determine its location.
Probably the better word is illusion. It's an illusion. But
the sun is an illusion.
Well, yeah, because I was just about to say I'm trying to be cool and let everybody finish talking and everything because I have contentions to the hologram still, because if the hologram was a light emitter, okay, a light emitter, not something being put into it that's creating the hologram itself, like light that's being put into some kind of crystal or whatever the case may be, then why can't we just turn off all the lights and turn off all the power to anything that's powering a hologram and still see the hologram sitting there emitting light? A hologram is typically powered. It's not something... Okay, so
no.
If you don't have an image stored, if you don't have an image... Okay, go ahead.
Well, your understanding of a hologram is that it's created by lasers, light, whatever, creating the hologram, and that is that. But there's also a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Take a, I don't know what the name of the mirror is. Either I can't remember the name of the mirror. Where you can create illusions in gases that emit light. I mean, the gases that are above our heads are neon is one of them. That's a light gas. Meaning it emits light. That's what we use in our neon tubes. There's all kinds of.
That's not how that works, though. That's not how that works. Neon, you have to ionize the gas. You have to ionize the gas. How are you ionizing the gas to get the? How are they ionizing the gas then? Whatever it is that you're thinking is the sun, how are they powering that?
The sun would be the power source.
You said it was a hologram, or even an illusion. You said it was an illusion, a hologram, whatever how.
There's an actual object that's giving off the light initially, and that's passing through a medium, and then creating an illusion on the other side of the dome that then also is able to give off the heat from the sun.
Do you have evidence
so now this illusion. Hold on. Let me address that. Now this illusion, okay, is now in the proper place for everybody on Earth. Okay, it just so happens that everybody will see this illusion in the same place on Earth, and it's based like, okay, during on let's say the equinox, right? So on the equinox, everybody sees it due east at sunrise and due west at sunset, and then everybody sees it pretty much at their latitude, but off of let's say if you're at 90 degrees on the equinox, you see it at 90 degrees, or I mean at 0 degrees. If you're on the equator at 0 degrees, you're going to see it 90 degrees above your head. Okay. If you move up 45 degrees, you're going to see it 45 degrees down away from towards the equator. All right. So all the people on the Earth are now looking at an illusion that's all telling them that the sun is much further away and much bigger, but really it's all just an illusion that's faking everybody out. And it all starts at due east in the morning for everybody. It's all over everybody's head according to where they're at on this flat Earth. It just makes it look like a globe Earth. And it just so happens as it moves, it spreads out, right? Because then they're not all 90 degrees overhead. When you look up at solar noon, you're not going to look up and see it 90 degrees over your head. If you're at 45 degrees north, you're going to see it 45 degrees towards the equator. Go ahead.
It's still in a single location. So what you're saying makes no sense.
Yeah, but but if you say it's in a single location, then how come people that are, all the way down in Argentina see it due east? The same thing as the people in Alaska, okay? Same thing as those people. They see it due east as well.
And
I've said this over and over again. And I'm sure lots and lots of people have said the exact same thing. But they're seeing it relative to their position. It changes location relative to your position because it's not a solid object. It's a light source.
How? How does it change its position change its location relative to your position? That sounds like a bunch of word salad to me. It sounds like you're saying that to save your explanation.
No, because the sun is technically an illusion. It's created
from fucking needed.
Yeah. Well, then we
that's what I'm saying. I need some kind of explanation for that, though. I know that you say it and you believe it, but I need your explanation for it.
And to kind of back up what Team's saying, JM, Red's Rhetoric asks, if that's the case with the sun, why does it not change in angular size throughout the day?
Actually, it does. It does relative to the temperature outside. It does change.
I can show you a video right now showing that it doesn't change in angular size.
I have those both where the sun doesn't change its size too much, and then I've got some where as it's going off, it gets smaller and smaller, 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 smaller. So we've got plenty of proof out there of it doing both. So
what happens when you use a filter?
Hold on. Yeah, let me ask you something, Jam. Do you have any of this proof that you could maybe scrounge up real quick? Like, do you have any that you know of off the top of your head where somebody's taken these measurements and shown this to be true? Because we do have a video that. Do you want to go ahead and get it ready? Fight.
Yeah, I'm showing.
Or do you want me to grab it?
I'm showing Red Rhetoric's video of the sun at the moment that doesn't change angular size. So he recorded at full zoom the sun with a solar filter throughout the entire day, and as it shows here, the sun didn't change in angular size at all throughout the entire day. It stayed exactly the same at full zoom from rising to setting, and the angular size didn't change at all.
Yeah, I'm not buying this this illusion or reflection thing until you can.
No, that's fine. I'm not actually ready to argue that anyway. So, but there are plenty of videos where the sun changes size and doesn't change size. So I mean, you guys talk about.
That's what I'm saying. We need to see these videos because typically when you're looking at a video that's showing the sun changing size. JM, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you what I see in those videos, okay? Typically, when you see a video that shows the sun changing size, That's because those videos are not using a solar filter, okay, a proper solar filter. A proper solar filter blocks out the glare when the sun is higher in the sky. When it's lower in the sky, most of the glare is blocked out by the atmosphere. It has to travel through a lot more atmosphere, so a lot more of the glare gets blocked out, and you see the actual size of the sun when it's on the horizon. But when it's overhead, you see a lot of glare. It appears like it's a lot bigger when it's overhead. However, when you use a proper solar filter, like what Fight the Flat Earth is showing, these are the types of pictures you get. It doesn't matter what time of day you take them. So taking it middle of the day at noon when it's, solar noon, when it's way overhead and it's the brightest in the sky, well, you take it with a solar filter and it looks just like it does when it's at sunrise and sunset. And those pictures always show that the sun is the same size.
You know what? I guess I'm going to have to go out and do my own experiments for this too. So, because you basically said you're not
come
going
to come to Texas, and let's do them together. How about that?
Actually, I was from Texas.
Well, I'll wait for you. Well, when next time you're down here. Hey, I wish you were at the Flat Earth conference. You could have gone in there and told those guys to quit being a bunch of pussies.
Yeah,
I had a lot to say to quite a few people. So
they kicked him out of the Flat Earth conference.
Huh?
They kicked him out of the Flat Earth conference.
They kicked me out within 10 minutes. Me and MC Toon both got kicked out within 10 minutes of being there, without even harassing anybody.
Team, let me just say, as a Flat Earther, what they did to you was messed up. Based on what I saw,
thank you.
If they just kicked you out because you were asking questions, that's, but, supposedly.
The only Flat Earther there I give props is Mark Sargent, because he actually sat down with team and had a proper interview, whereas
I saw that.
Nathan Thompson ran away. Yeah, but right. So, team, do you have evidence to show that the sun is as we say it is that you could present, JM, or is there another argument you'd like to make?
I mean, I don't have that evidence off of hand.
I'll tell you what I'll do in all fairness, okay? Because I didn't know what's in front of me. So I'll go back and review this, and I will try to put together what evidence I can. If I need to go out and do the experiment, I will. But I prefer doing my own experiments because then at least I know what the...
Well, I've sent you on Hangouts Red Rhetoric's video of the sun not changing angular size for you to review as well.
Okay. Yeah, I found a couple, but I can't confirm that they have solar filters or not. So they look like they do.
JM, what you ought to do, I'm sorry, what you ought to do is come on to Red's Rhetoric's channel in the next day or two and bring some videos with you so we can analyze those videos together and he can show his evidence to you that he took himself, Because I'm just presenting his evidence. Me and Fight the Flat Earth are just presenting his evidence right now. He actually took the pictures himself, and he's done everything himself. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Red's Rhetoric is not. I mean, I'm not big on Red's Rhetoric. I think he's.
Whether you're a fan of Red's or not, it's undeniable that his observations are some of the best out there. And also,
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just because he's in the chat, hold on. I'm going to be honest because he's in the chat. I think he's fucking cheating his way through this fucking competition. I'm calling it now. He's cheating. Okay? Called me a slut the other day. I'm talking about Reds.
Reds is cheating.
I'm talking about Reds. Talking about our dumb fuck of the year competition.
Yeah. You're currently in third
and
place.
You're my candidate, but you're just my candidate, but at the same time, JM, I told you, my goal is to get you to not be a flat earther anymore. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, okay? All I want to do is show you how absurd the flat earth is. I think you have enough critical thinking to at least allow me to present what I have and look at it critically and come to your own conclusion. And I can guarantee you that I have a rock-solid case that you cannot beat.
I think it's absolutely hysterical to me regardless of what side you're on, that you all assume that we have not critically thought about this in the sense that we came from globe Earth. Again, we've done observations, we've done tests, we've done experiments. Nobody in flat Earth, well, I shouldn't say that. I can't speak for everyone. I'm not a flat earther because of what anyone else said. I'm a flat earther because I went out and tried to prove the globe existed and I couldn't do it. So again, we're back to this argument again.
Yeah, I'm not making, hold on, I'm not making the assumption that you're a flat earther because other people convinced you to be a flat earther. What I'm telling you is I'm confident in my ability to put a case forward to you that is so fucking airtight that there is no way you could refute what I'm saying. You don't have to believe that it's heliocentric. You don't have to believe the Earth is going around the sun. You don't have to believe that the universe is infinite. You don't have to believe that God doesn't exist. But what I can get you to believe is that the Earth is not flat, bro. Sorry, that's the bottom line.
I agree with you. It's flat. It has mountains. It has topography. Absolutely.
Yes, but
well, okay.
JM,
now, JM, come on now. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
All flat
okay?
earthers
The
know
spherical,
that there's valleys and stuff. But team, how long would it take you to get together that case, or that you could present, JM?
That's a pretty strong statement.
I'd do it after. I'd do it. Hey, how about this? I will do it for you after the new year. Okay. I'll do it for. We'll have that sit down after the new year, and I'll put forth a case, and I'll let you. Don't even have to present anything at all, nothing at all. I'll be the only one presenting. You can argue against me and say whatever you want. You don't have to. I'm telling you, JM, I can convince you beyond any conceivably logical person. Critical thinking skills, right? I can convince you to that fucking point, and I think you're there. You know, I think you're there. I think you're not a religious fundamentalist, which is the hardest of all the flat earthers to convince. Because no matter what you say, they just say, oh, they're just hiding God, and they just want this, and they just want that, and there's no way to talk to them. There's nobody out there that actually tries to go out there and do stuff like you're actually trying. You're presenting evidence. I appreciate that. Gives people something to talk about, something to evaluate. But I can put forth a case that will convince you beyond any doubt that the Earth is not flat. And I mean not flat like it's a three-dimensional spherical object. I'll leave the rest of it to your imagination. You want to postulate God, you want to postulate geocentrism, all those others. We can talk about that and have a more educated conversation about those topics. Talking about the flat Earth as if it actually exists is like, to me, talking to a second grade education stuff. It's just so beyond me that I think that it's a waste of what I understand and what I know to be speaking on this topic. I only do it because there's people out there that are actually like grasping onto this idea, and I think it's a childish idea. I think it should have been left long ago when people realized that the ancient Mayan cultures and the ancient Egyptian cultures and that the ancient Asian cultures and that the ancient Anglo cultures, they all fucking had these necessities that we don't have. They didn't have the benefits that we had of having a drawn out calendar, of understanding our celestial geometry. All they had was observation.
You live on a 365-day year. I don't.
What?
That doesn't matter. The equinoxes still occur. The equinoxes still occur at the same regular intervals.
Sorry, team, I need to expound on that. What do you mean you don't live on a 365-day year?
I live in a 364 year.
I mean...
I don't need a year. I don't need, you guys live on I live on what would be considered...
Can I ask what day do you cut out?
You have a different
How do you... Hold on.
Or?
Let me ask you a question. So does your January 1st change every year? Or do you and I no, I mean, like, do you and I share the same January 1st every year? Because I go 365 days until I see another January 1st. You go 364, and I don't understand.
Because I have you live on a Roman calendar. I don't.
Okay, so do we...
Hold on. The vernal equinox.
Okay.
For me, happened on the same day every year. Now, it doesn't happen on Monday because you have leap year. You have to understand how my calendar is counted. I count it by days, and so, but my vernal equinox happens on the same day every fucking year. Where the vernal equinox changes on the Roman calendar, it doesn't change on mine.
Okay, but that's let me ask the question
Great,
again, because we have to hold on. But Jam, hold on. Let me ask you a question, because this is actually, now we're getting somewhere. We have some things we're talking about. Okay, so the equinox happens at a regular interval. Okay, it's not set by the calendar day. It's set by a celestial event. Okay.
Correct.
So whether you and you do understand that you count a day the same way I count a day, right? By we say we can arbitrarily pick a position in the sky and say we're going to start our day when the sun reaches this position in the sky, and let's say we stand next to each other for an entire year and watch the sun go up and come down, and we start doing that on the equinox. Now I'm going to see, by the time the sun comes back around, I'm going to see 365 times that the sun went overhead and crossed that point that I said we were going to start the day. You're saying you're only going to see 364 times.
Yeah, you're not actually seeing 365 days.
I'm so confused. What date is it for you?
On which calendar?
I mean, the calendar.
It's the day it is, whatever day Rome. It's the December 11th according to the Gregorian calendar. But that's not.
So for you, it's not December the 11th.
It's not December for me.
Wait, what? It's not December for you.
No.
I'm confused.
It's a Jewish. Well, it's not even Jewish. It's actually an Enoch. It's called an Enoch calendar, and it's a different calendar than. But if you've ever read Enoch, which I would highly recommend you go do, if you count the months out.
Okay, so
hold on. Based on the vernal equinox, you count 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31. That 31st day is what we call a seasonal change day or a holiday, based on the Enoch calendar. That 31st day would be also, like, for example, the vernal equinox, the solstices, all those days are on that 31st day. That is the marker for the solstice and the equinox. So that's when those are.
Okay, so on a non-leap year, let me ask you a question. On a non. Okay, but I mean on my non-leap year. Okay, so when we have 365 days in the year, and you and I are standing there on the equinox, and we count how many times it's going to be for the equinox to happen twice, because it'll happen once 6 months from the day it happens, and then it'll happen again a year later, 365 days. Do you see this?
It's 364 days, because, team, what you're missing is February has 28 days in it. So if you go back and do the math, you'll find
it's still a year. A year is 365 days. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Jem, what year is it for you?
Hold on.
According to the Gregorian calendar, it's 2020 or 2019.
No, for you, what year is it?
It's irrelevant, actually.
No, not really. It's just.
Yeah.
Do you know why? I mean, I don't want to get involved in a debate here, but there's a reason why everybody accepted the Julian calendar, so that everybody knows what the fuck is going on.
Well, based on Rome.
Here, I wanna. Hey, let me go ahead and tell.
Right, go on, team.
Let me read off the dates for the equinoxes, okay? So we'll do the September equinox from 2014 to 2024. September 22nd, September 23rd, September 22nd, September 22nd, September 22nd, September 23rd, September 22nd, September 22nd, September 22nd, September 23rd, September 22nd.
Okay.
Now,
What's
I'm going to
what's the
ask
point
you
here?
if you point if do you see the pattern in that?
Absolutely. I do.
It's 365, 365, 365, 366, 365, 365, 365, 366.
Right.
No, JM, there's 365 days in a year. So hold on. There's 300. Remember what I said. You can hold JM, listen to me for a second. Let's say that you decide that you're going to count it as 35 months in a year, okay? Between the one equinox we're looking at in 2014 and one equinox we're looking at in 2015. And I'm just going to arbitrarily say it's a 1 month long year that's 365 days. You're going to say it's a 30-month long year. It still doesn't matter. It's still a year. We're still agreeing on the celestial event. Now, hold on. Now, we're agreeing from 2014 to 2015, it went from September 22nd. Well, okay, we'll do September or 2016 to 2017, okay? 2016 to 2017, it went from September 22nd until September 22nd. Now, on my calendar, I'm going to see 300, well, let's see, that one, yeah, because it's going from September 22nd in 2016, so the leap year would have just happened. So it's going, it's the first year after the leap year, okay? So I'm going to see the sun go over my head 365 times and until that celestial event happens again. You're going to see the sun go over your head 365 times.
No, team, what I'm telling you is they've created the Gregorian system is a system based on counting days. You're not going to, with your own senses, be able to tell 364 versus 365.
Yes.
But they've made it 365.
JM, oh my God. So, JM. Hold on. Are you saying over the past year, they have, hold on. Are you saying over the past year they've added a day that I was not aware of?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
I'm speechless.
I'm dead.
If you guys, this is simple math. If you go on the
we know it's simple math, JM.
and you count.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
If you go out on the vernal equinox, regardless of what day the Gregorian system says it is, and you count the days between vernal equinox and vernal equinox, you will find it's 364 days. I'm telling you, I've already done it. I've done it 8 or 9 times already. The system actually is perfect.
Okay.
And you don't leap year. Leap year was created to convince everyone to switch seasons so that we don't understand when the seasons are correctly. That's, I mean,
I can't believe
I'm
that you said that, JM. That's
Anytime.
because hold on, but I want to explain something to you. Okay? I can go on a calendar right now and count every day since September 22nd, from September 22nd until September 22nd. I can literally go on there and count each one of those days by hand. All right? And I can also tell you for a fact that they have not slipped a day in that I was not aware of. There was not a day that I thought the month ended on 30. I'm sorry?
The fact that you have leap year proves that they're changing the days on you. If you don't understand how leap year works, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Leap year actually is to readjust.
Yeah, you're not.
It's to readjust.
Because you don't go for a full 24. Go ahead. No, I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead.
You don't believe that we're going for a full 24 hours? Is that what you're saying?
Do you know what Sidereal day is, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was letting you finish. Yeah. Do you, go ahead, fight. You were saying. You said it, so
I was just asking if you know what a Sidereal day is.
A sidereal day? No.
Yeah.
What is a sidereal day?
It's kind of important to this whole argument. Team, do you want to explain?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have it on mute. Yeah. So you have two different days. Okay. One is the 24-hour day calendar day. One is like, I'm trying to remember, it's 23 hours, 59 minutes, and some odd seconds. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Okay, then yeah, I do know what it is. All right, I just didn't know my name, but I understand what you're saying.
That's why 6 months, like let's say you look at the stars in the sky, and then 6 months later you're seeing a different set of stars in the sky, because you're now rotated, since you're not going the full 24 hours on your rotation before you're changing the calendar day, or you're going beyond your rotation just a little bit, because you're at 23 hours. God, let me look it up. It's like 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.091 seconds. That's what the length of the sidereal day is. Now, the calendar day is 24 hours long. So actually, we go a little bit longer than a sidereal day for every one calendar day. So that's why when we get 6 months later, the Earth is actually rotated and midnight is looking in 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Now, if you take this time and you add it up over 4 years, you get a full 24 hours.
Wait. You're saying
That's why
you
we
don't
add a
see
day
the-
to make sure. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, I said this is why we add a full day every 4 years. In fact, because it's off even a little bit more, every 100 and something years or 200 and something years, we have to add another day. And then every 1,000 years, we have to take one away or add one or some shit like that. But it's all based on, because our calendar day is slightly longer than our sidereal day.
I mean, do you ever wonder why 24 hours goes past, yet the sunrise, the time the sun rises each day changes, even though we've had exactly 24 hours?
Ask your question again. What?
Do you know, it's the reason why the time of the sunrise and sunset change each day, even though we have 24 hours in a day, because a sidereal day is a different length to a 24-hour day. That's why the sunset gets earlier and earlier in the winter and later in the summer.
That's your explanation. Mine is simply the sun changes location, and it even changes speed.
Whoa. Team, please.
I didn't hear what you just said. I'm sorry. I was
The sun
looking at something
changes
online.
location and speed throughout the year.
How does it do that? How does it increase in speed from one time of the year to the next?
We're looking at it as a round ball going round in space. I'm looking at it as a round flat surface where the surface area during the wintertime is shorter than the surface area during the summertime. And so the sun would travel.
Wait,
faster.
what? Hold on. I think you're using incorrect terms there. The surface area of the sun?
The surface area of the surface area of the Earth. Okay? If the Earth is a round disk, right? And the sun, let's start at the equinox.
Uh-huh.
As that sun gets further and further away, closer to the edge of that circle, it's having to travel further distance than when it's wintertime for us. Okay? So, but this it's pretty basic. The difference.
No. I understand. You're talking about the circle. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I'll steel man you. Okay, so let me make sure I'm correctly representing you. You're saying that because steel man, it's the opposite of straw man. So I'm making sure that I have your points correct. Okay, so you're saying that as the sun travels around, we'll say the baseline is the sun going over the equator at the equinox. Okay, we'll say that is 1. Okay, so you're saying that when it's summer for us, okay, when the sun is over the northern hemisphere, it's going to have a smaller time, or a smaller distance to travel, but it's going to do it in the same amount of time, so it's going to slow down. And then as it travels further out to the other tropic, it's going to be further, have a radius from the North Pole to the Tropic of Capricorn, I believe. Yeah, Tropic of Capricorn. is going to have a larger radius, so it's going to need to make that circumference in the same amount of time. It's going to need to go faster. Okay, so let me explain a few things. You would need to pick up energy to do that. That's the absolute backwards conservation of momentum, okay? So let's say we don't have any additional energy being put up into the sun. We'll say just for whatever reason, when it's over the equator, it has some kind of energy that keeps it up and keeps it rotating over the equator. Think of an ice skater. What happens to an ice skater when they have, we'll say they have their arms bent up 90 degrees, okay? So they're out, but they're 90 degrees up. They're not fully extended out. They go out at the elbows and then they go up, all right? What happens when the ice skater pulls their hands into the middle of their body? What happens? Do they spin faster or do they spin slower?
Faster.
Faster. So why would the sun be slowing down when it's making the shorter circles?
Can't answer that.
You're okay, so let me point out what I think you're trying to do. You're trying to save angular momentum here, but you can't do that because by trying to save angular momentum, you're actually going to need to reverse what should happen with linear motion. Okay, so it's always going to be 15 degrees per hour. We all know that to be true. So you're saying just to save the 15 degrees per hour, you'll just say it goes slower. So by saying that, you're ad hocing like a violation of physics to explain how your observation matches your conclusion that the Earth is flat. Not saying that you're intentionally doing it. I think that it's happening unintentionally here.
Well, when you say unintentionally, it's happening via, magnetics. But
What?
hold on, I'm trying to find an example. I'm trying to find an example of. There we go.
Hey, why stop growing your business in Fiverr when there's...
Just while you're doing that, I'll just catch up on a couple of super chats.
Yeah.
Wow, I've got quite a lot. Robert Belts, $2. Please explain how we condense gases. Dangerous Skeptic for $5. A quick Google search says cold air has a higher index of refraction. Chris Johnson for $5. He said the 3 degrees C air wouldn't refract light as much as hot air. Now he's saying dense air refracts light more, which would be cold air. JL Warren $4.99. JM, your bias is adjusting your observation to fit your expectation. $5.
Okay, I got it.
Nerthen Termpson. James is correct when he says matter bends light. Just need a lot, like a black hole amount of mass. $2 from Chrismer. The Earth's a truncated dodecahedron. Prove me wrong. 2,500 claps from Rampant for FTFE and Team Skeptic. Aside from the debates, do you like JM Truth? Do you see yourself just chilling on a live stream with JM as friends? JM is one of the more tolerable flat earthers, let's put it that way. We'll get back to the super chats in a bit. Carry on, JM.
Okay. I don't know how I would. I'm just. I'm going to give. Sorry.
Yeah, send me a link on Hangouts and I can just put it on.
Okay. And you're going to want to go to, it looks like 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Okay.
41 seconds. Now, I'm doing this kind of on the spur of the moment here, so.
That's cool.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, JM, I know you're just pulling some of this stuff on the spot, so I'm not holding you, I'm not going to try to scrutinize everything and be like, no, I can't believe you pushed forth this. Right now, we're just having a discussion, and I'm just criticizing what you put forward.
All right, do you have it?
Yeah,
Right?
the quantum levitation video. So how far do you want me to go into this?
No. What's that?
How far?
2 minutes and 41 seconds. Now, here's my hypothesis. Here's what I think is happening, and it's right now. That's all I can give you until Cami Nodell. Now, as much as I love Bob, I hope you caught the sarcasm there. But
I was about to say, I know you do.
Actually, Bob and I. are not really friends anymore, I guess. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Cammie and I love Cammie, but she actually, so 2 minutes and 41 seconds here. What I hypothesize is happening, Cammie actually has a whole explanation of the flat Earth map and how it works. And I would encourage, I wanted to go film it actually. I was planning on going to film her explanation of this at some point. But above our, or what we believe is a dome, is a system that this is held in. You have these type of, actually it's a gem that can do this too. Anyway, she has got a brilliant explanation of this and can show you the breakdown of it. I'm not inclined to be able to do that. She's studied it for years and years and is a gemologist, and but
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to ask you something about it.
Okay, way to have something like this going on above us, and then to create an illusion in a mass a collection of gas, and create, I call it a hologram. I realize that's probably not the right term. An illusion. The sun, the object that's actually creating the energy source that we call the sun, is actually a super cooled gem or object. It's all based on gemology, but you'll see here, he's anyway. I'm not a specialist in this area, guys, so I'm just kind of showing you some of the scientific experiments they've done. But she has a whole explanation and can break down the actual model of the flat Earth based on what we believe it to be, and it all works. Like, so.
Okay, but and I'm glad we played this video, because I was going to ask you some questions about the video, but then when I saw the end of it, it actually pointed out what it is. So this is basically a quantum mechanical phenomenon. I believe it's called the I'm going to say this wrong, the Meissner effect of superconductors. So
right.
Superconductors, what they do is they have a real high tendency to expel magnetic fields that are inside of them. Okay, so what you're basically getting here is something sitting on top of a magnetic field being repelled by it, even though it's not a magnet, it's a superconductor.
Right.
So you would need to explain how there's superconductors and magnets in the sky that we can't see. Not you, but I'm saying if that's the explanation you go with, you're going to need very specific materials to do that.
Well, and just so that we're clear, I don't want you guys to think this is what I think it is. I don't think it's this. I think this is an example of something like this that it could be. And there's plenty of, I mean, this is a man-made object, obviously, and who knows, the other one might be too, but regardless, this is not what I think it is. But this gives an example, like I said, of if one was the sun and one was the moon, and you could still do this. Like I said, Cammie's got the explanation, and she can explain it in a way that, I mean, Cammie's awesome. Cammie's genius. So material for me. So you'd have to talk to her about it. Hopefully, I'm hoping.
Can you give us a link to her channel? It sounds like something interesting to debunk.
I don't know if we have her channel.
Oh, right, okay.
She can come on and talk, though, because I'd love to hear her explanation of the sun being a superconductor and an electromagnet. Super chilled electromagnet. Those things are like super, super cold, by the way.
And the sun's pretty hot.
I would have to ask you guys, for me, as a personal favor, if she was even willing to come on, that you guys be polite with her, because she's...
Oh, Jay, I think you would have realized by now that when we have people on, we mirror the attitude they come on with. If someone comes on and they're abusive and nasty and shouting and being a douche, i.e. Nathan Thompson, then we're going to probably do the same. But if someone comes on and just wants to talk, we are cool with them. And I think that should be evident by now.
JM, I'm going to ask you a question. Has Nathan Thompson talked to you about his interaction with me at the Flat Earth conference?
Just a bit. Not much. Just he said that he walked by you and you were offended that he walked by you or something.
Yeah, it's so much more to it than that.
Hey, I don't know.
JM, look, can I just say I have no problem telling the truth. And I'll be honest. Like MC Toon was there and he saw Nathan earlier in the day. It was maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours before we saw him, right? And he said, hey, Team Skeptic's coming up here just to have a conversation with you. He's not trying to argue or anything, just wants to sit down and chat with you. And he was like, yeah, sure, that's cool. Well, when I saw him, everything changed about that. And the moment he realized who I was, when he saw me, he was like, just like D Marble was, hey, what's up, man? Hey.
D Marble.
And then fucking when I was like, hey, what's going on, man? I guess he got close enough where he was like, oh, fuck, that's Team Skeptic. He acted scared of me. And I wasn't offended by it. I was like bewildered by it. I was like, what the hell? I even went back over. I was like, did y'all see that? Like, I even asked MC Toon, was I offensive?
Craig, don't put that out.
Go ahead.
I just shared that. I haven't even seen it, but I think this may be her coming out publicly. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So
okay,
I'm just giving it to you.
I'll look at that another time. Hey, JM, would you like to see some live footage of Nathan Thompson and Team Skeptic at FEIC?
Sure.
Here we go. Enjoy this.
Hi, Nathan. How's it going? Hey. Nathan, can I get an interview with Nathan? Hey, Nathan.
Control.
I just want an interview, man. What's your problem?
We got the best subs, man.
Nathan.
I gotta admit, from your perspective, that's
that's funny.
That's pretty. Hey, look. To be honest with you, that is kind of how it happened. He can tell you all day long, JM, and I'm gonna tell you because I don't have a problem telling the truth. Okay. When he walked by the second time, the first time when he did that, when I was just like, I respected his right to just ignore me and keep going. He got about 20 steps away and yells, keep it flat, guys. Like, after completely just like, you just had to be there. If you just saw that, you'd be like, what? Why? What the hell? So when he came back by the second time, he brought another guy with him. And then when he says, "Oh, I didn't bring that guy for protection." The guy came over and asked me, well, "Why do y'all not like Nathan?" And I said, "I was supposed to have an interview with him. I don't have any clue why he's acting like that. I don't know what to tell you." He was like, "Okay, well, I'm sorry."
You were supposed to have an interview with him at FEIC?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
really?
what MC Toon told him I was doing. Yes, that's what I was doing. I even emailed him and was like, hey, man, want to meet up today to have a friendly chat? Like, I wasn't trying to troll anybody there. The whole time I said, from the beginning, JM, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to respect their rights to their public demonstration, which, whatever they want to call it, I'm going to respect that. I'm not there to ruin anybody's weekend. I know that there's people there that paid a lot of money to go there.
Like
so I'm not
George.
going to go there and ruin anybody's weekend. And when I went there, I had no problem talking with Mark Sargent. I talked with Robert Flerfs. We talked with Flat Earth Fokker. Flat Earth Fokker came up to us and when I go ahead.
I told you if you were there, I'd have a drink with you. I wasn't kidding. I was serious. I would have.
Right, so did Nathan Thompson say that and then ran away. JM, just quickly, this is actually a second camera that was recording JM Truth. That was recording Nathan Thompson.
This is another angle.
Yeah.
You guys.
Look.
No. Oh man, it's good that we have people on.
Enough about him. Enough about him. We don't talk about Natalie anymore like that.
Right. So I think it's about time we start bringing it to a close. We've been going for an hour and a half. It's been actually a relatively good conversation.
I'm dead tired,
and
man.
I do appreciate that from both of you.
I actually really appreciate the time and chatting with Team. So I do.
But you guys heard it here first. Team Skeptic has a goal that he will convert JM away from being a flat earther. And honestly, I think it's doable. And why don't we set a date for that? What?
It's doable. It's quite. It's.
JM,
I am going to get you away from the flat earth. I'm not asking you to hold my beliefs. I'm not asking you to fall in line with what science says or anything else, okay? I just want you to realize the absurdity of the flat earth. Hold on, I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
When you say you want me to leave the flat earth, you talking about the flat earth community? Because I'm already considering leaving the flat earth community.
No, Team wants to convince you that the earth isn't flat.
No, JM, I am going to convince you that you have no way to prove that there's an even plausible chance that I'm wrong, that the earth's not flat. I'm not going to try to convince you that the earth goes around the sun.
Good luck, go for it.
Hey, team, could you pass me that video?
Challenge accepted.
Could you pass me the video of the liquid nitrogen making that thing bend round the corner?
Yes.
I just want a quick. Or could you?
I believe a flat earth. To be honest with you guys, listen. I think a flat earther put that out.
Really?
I need to download it before they realize the globe earthers are using it to prove that the earth's not flat.
Because Rad Vlad's in the chat, and I mean, I've done this in another way, but that is a great example of how he's going to owe me.
Hold on, you have the video. Play the video for JM. I want to see JM's live reaction to the Rad Vlad laser video.
Oh, you want to see that?
Right.
Yeah, 2 secs.
Rad Vlad's in the chat. He's a character, JM. He definitely is a character.
Character is one way of saying it, but
he said.
Could you send me the link to the video?
He said some funny shit the other day when we did a 24-hour live stream. He said some really funny shit. So.
Right. Yeah, team, please pass me that that link because I want to show that for Rad while we're here.
Oh yeah. I'll do. I believe I might still have it pulled up if you just want to share my screen.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me make sure. If not, I'll just send it to you. Oh, it looks like I don't. Okay. Let me just send it to you real quick.
Okay.
And
just what we got you there, JM. We just want to get your thoughts on what Rad Vlad was saying.
Okay.
Bear with me while I get the right one up.
Just to be fair, I may not have any thoughts depending on how ridiculous it is.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny, bro. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. Okay. I promise you that.
Hey, by the way, remind me. I want to apologize to both of you publicly before we're out of here. I think I owe you that too for something else that happened. So.
Okay. All right. Just quickly, this is Rad Vlad's moment in the sun. Showing you.
Okay.
I'm literally showing you a picture of a laser bending.
Literally showing you.
But what am I showing you then?
What the hell is that?
Well,
that looks like a laser.
That's a laser. That laser is bending. I'm literally showing you a picture of a laser bending.
So how do they shoot straight if they want it to go straight? How do they make it go straight?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, is that laser experiments are completely pointless. Because light... Stop talking. Right, stop talking. Vlad, you asked the question. Vlad, you asked the question. Now you need to stop talking and listen to the answer. So...
that laser looks like Skeptic's little limp dick bending down, just like that.
So the laser's bending.
That laser, that laser appears to be about 12 inches long, flaccid. So
yeah. Hopefully you're a shower, not a grower.
FTFE after dark.
Oh my god!
Right there.
Oh, brilliant. So, as you've just pointed out very nicely, that laser is bending. So, do you want to say that lasers don't bend again?
How do they go straight then? How would they make that laser go straight? If it looks at Alabama.
But that's my point, Vlad. That is the point. Laser experiment. Vlad, stop talking.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Below,
Good.
I'm just saying,
You
if
started
that's-
talking again. This is where you stop. Zip.
All right, go ahead.
Good boy. My point is that laser experiments are not reliable because laser is a light and light refracts, as demonstrated in this picture, meaning that you're not really going to get a completely straight laser when you point it out over a cold, dense area of air with warmer air around it. So
you wish they bent.
I'm literally showing you a picture of the laser bending right now. I'm literally showing you it. It's right there, right in front of you.
Something's wrong with that laser, because they don't bend like that.
Something's wrong with that laser. Wow.
Yeah, he killed me.
So what do you think, JM? Is something wrong with that laser?
The laser's got a limp dick. That's the problem.
The laser's got a limp dick. Well put.
Actually, I can explain what's happening. I already know. Are those magnets underneath the? Are those round things? Are they magnets?
No, it's just a laser refracting through some sugar water with changing densities.
Okay, all right.
Magnets don't affect light because light doesn't have a charge.
Actually, that's not true. Magnets have been proven magnets have been proven to bend light too.
No, I've already been through this with Nathan Thompson. Light isn't affected by magnets because light doesn't have a charge. If you're talking about a ferrocell, that's filled with a ferrofluid, which is what's bending, not the light.
Okay, I'll concede to you for now.
Okay, but Rad Vlad, whilst you are there in the chat, please watch this because this shows. Right, so let me go back and show you what it actually is. So they've got this thing with the different bits of plasticine on, green, red, and yellow, all right? And they put it one side of this tanker, and they pour on this tanker liquid nitrogen, making the air colder and denser. Watch what happens. Oh, the red bit appeared. Did we just refract light to see what's behind the curve? So, Rad Vlad, if you want to get that $1,000 ready, my PayPal is fighttheflatearth@gmail.com. Thank you. Right, anyway, let me read the super chats, and then we're going to get out of here tonight.
All right, good, because I'm hungry.
Okay. The last one I read was
hey, I'm going to go ahead and put this out publicly because
go ahead.
I think I owe it to both of you to apologize. Because we've been doing this for a while, and then all of a sudden, I said I wasn't going to come on anymore and do anything publicly with you guys. I owe you an apology. The reason I did that was because I was moved from something Bob Nodell said to me. He threatened to remove himself from the project we were working on if I didn't, because you guys were shills. Now, we may not agree on everything, obviously, but Craig, you and I have a professional relationship. I've come to respect you, and
thank you.
I am learning to respect T. I actually do respect you, but you and I just had a little more hostilities, I think.
It's all
but
fun.
I do apologize. Yeah. Apologize.
JM, honestly, I understand with that. In your situation, Bob is kind of a figure in the flat earth world, and he told you to do something, so you did it. I appreciate the apology, and that actually means a lot.
Well, I want to say this. The only person you should be apologizing to is yourself. And because you don't owe me anything and you don't owe Craig anything, and the only person that was negatively affected by that decision was you. And really, it's not like when you left that night, there were people in the chat because we had a good conversation that night. That night wasn't about hostilities or yelling at each other or arguing with each other. When you left that night, there were people that had a lot more respect for you in our community that watch our live shows. And that's why it kind of hit us from left field. Like, why would he fucking say that? Why would he make a video saying that after we had a good conversation?
Yeah.
And then when we talked about it, I said, I bet, I don't remember if it was me, it's either me or Sean Hufford or Fight the Flat Earth. Somebody said, I bet Bob Nodell got in his ears. Either Bob Nodell or Shelley did and told him, hey,
It was me that said that.
I actually heard Sean say that, yeah.
Oh, Sean said it. I thought I said it, but oh well.
Whatever.
Well, but regardless, we knew that it wasn't coming from you after we had that conversation. I was like, that's not him, man. That's one of those other people telling him, don't go on and talk to them. I believe myself to be right in regards to the shape of the earth. And I think that those people are so afraid of me and Fight the Flat Earth and Simon Dan and Conspiracy Cats and Red's Rhetoric of exposing their scam. I don't think you're in it for a scam, JM. I think you truly believe what you're saying. I do think you truly believe. But I look at these other people like Bob Nodell. The motherfucker got caught on camera telling a fucking producer, oh, we can't put this out to the fucking flat earth. That would be bad fucking news. Hell yeah, he did. Yeah, then he puts out then he goes on the video and says, yes, we detected motion on this fucking gyroscope, and then fucking tries to ad hoc it with the heavenly fucking energies. Give me a break. Scam artist.
Well,
that's what he is.
Well, I'm not going to comment on all that. Like I said, originally when I started this project, I was going to go after, my goal as a director was to go after Daniel J. Clark and some of the lies that he blatantly manipulated. And I was put that out. I've now decided, you know what? I'm not doing a Behind the Curve 2.0. I'm going to do my own observations, make my own documentary. Shelley and Wendell and Dave and all of them are gone from the project. They're not even on the project. And I've decided, look, I'm a director, a cinematographer. I'm not the best in the world, but I don't need people that are manipulative and around me. And so I think it's sad because I thought a bunch of these guys I could trust. And apparently, you live and learn, right? So it is what it is. So,
and honestly, JM, it feels good to hear someone that's been so deep in the flat Earth community understand what we say about the flat earthers and how they are less than trustworthy. And I hope you can see where that comes from.
I wouldn't say that blanket. I mean, there's a lot of good flat earthers in the flat Earth movement. The leadership, some of the leadership leaves some to be desired, but there's good leaders there too. So I'm not going to speak bad about. I mean, it's just like I had good leaders when I was a globe believer too. So there are good people in both movements. I just think that money and power is never going to be. It corrupts. That's all I can say about it. It corrupts.
Well, I want to maintain this relationship that I've got with you because I think that we can work together to actually come up with answers that people will listen to. I know. Well, I think I know what the results of any test and that will be. But I hope that if going forward we work together, then maybe we can come to some agreements about certain things. That would be nice. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, tonight I'm gonna. Sorry. I
want to say one last thing with sincerity, and please don't take this wrong, but I'm not, and I swear I will stand by this. Okay, I am not abandoning you for my dumb fuck of the year nomination. Okay, so we can. Him. I'm not going to be abandoning you. But hey, Bob made a really good point. You made a correction on your or you put something on Facebook out and you misspelled physicist. So if you don't mind fixing that for yourself. I'm not saying for me. Okay, just fix it. I'm telling you because I don't want you to be picked on unnecessarily for too long. You've already taken enough from that piece of shit, Bob.
Anymore. It's to me that is the lowest of the bottom of the barrel to pick on someone because of spelling. It has nothing to do with any argument. It has nothing to do with science.
No, you're right. You're right. Okay, so I know some doctors that have fucking horrible handwriting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Go ahead.
I've made it public that I have dyslexia and I'm not a good speller. Okay?
So do I.
So-
This is why I tend to get my wife to double check everything I write.
But JM, hold on. You're not uploading text file or you're not uploading picture files here. You're typing text in, and I know, JM, that you have a modern day computer that at least underlines your misspelled words. So here's what I suggest. Okay, I'm not gonna poke fun at you.
Hold on. A lot of times, and on my phone, I do speak to text. And my speak to text apparently sucks because I can say one thing and it'll come up with something completely different. What I will promise you I will do is I will stop and I will read the fucking text before I send them. Because I wasn't doing that.
Just do that. Because speech to text, that's a poor argument because they don't just make up words, and like the way you spelled physicist would be considered. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. Well, hold on. No, I'm really not trying to fucking give you any backhand compliments or anything like that right now. I'm being honest with you and upfront and just trying to be, transparent. I'm trying to tell you that when you use speech to text, it doesn't misspell the words. It may use say there with THEIR instead when you mean it there THERE, but it doesn't spell it there THAIR. It always spells it one of the two correct spellings. So, but your modern computer or your phone is going to underline the text that's misspelled. Just double check it, man. That's the only thing. Start with there. Get people will stop fucking with you if you just stop misspelling stuff. That's the number one thing people fuck with you on, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Well, then I've got.
Okay, so just start looking at your phone before you hit send.
Just before you post anything anywhere, JM, double check it.
Yeah. I know better, guys. I really do. I'm just saying. I didn't give a shit sometimes because sometimes
I know.
So
it's just when you put yourself out there as a film producer and an editor and stuff, yet we still see all these mistakes in stuff that you've had to not only make, but you've had to edit them into the video and check them. That's when. And I'm not saying that in some of my videos I've got spelling mistakes, especially in the classroom segment when there's actually lots of writing on the board and stuff. But we are editing our stuff. We have the chance to go over it and double check it. And I think for someone in your position, it's doubly important because people will pick up on the smallest of mistakes that you make. But anyway,
thanks, team.
It's been a good discussion tonight. I'm going to read the super chats and then we're going to get out of here.
Hey, honestly, in fight, you can say, was my screen not fucking frozen the whole time?
Yeah, I did try and message.
I guess it just started working again. I guess it just started working on its own. He thought I'd put it up there on purpose. No, it's been up there for a while. I don't know why it froze on the screen and just started working just now.
Yeah, see, he's had
all that goes away the moment you win. Okay, all that goes away the moment you win.
Oh no, I think JM he's not going to win. I think Riley is a much.
JM, do you have a case? Do you have a case for Anthony Riley why he should be dumb fuck of the year and you shouldn't? Everybody in the audience wants to know. They can go vote right now. So if you make a good enough case, if you can convince the people in the audience why Anthony Riley is a dumb fuck and not you, because I've heard him say some fucked up shit about you. So feel free to defend yourself and convince everybody why he's a dumb fuck.
I have not heard anything of Anthony Riley, but I don't even know who Anthony Riley is. So
he's the guy on the moon behind me with the dumb face.
I know.
He's the guy.
Wait,
he's the
here
guy.
It comes. Ready.
He's the guy that did an egg experiment.
Yeah, this is an egg. Anyway,
Sleeping Warrior.
Yeah, $2 $2 from Hugh Jars. Can someone buy JM a better microphone? It looks like JM's actually got a Yeti there. I don't know.
Yeti. It's a Yeti.
Which setting have you got it on? Because it sounds like you're a little far away from it, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's not omnidirectional. Make sure it's unidirectional.
I made the mistake when I first used my Blue Yeti that I was talking into the top of it. Planner Walk had to tell me live.
Hey, also, JM, are you using a noise gate by chance?
A noise gate?
Yeah. If you are, I was gonna say turn it down a bit. If you're not, then
I don't think it is.
Don't worry about it.
How's that? That's volume. I do have a gain on. Hold on.
The second half of it was good.
You sounded all right. It was just like you were a little far away. I'm sorry. It's hard to tell with my headphones in. All right, anyway, $2 Canadian from Brainy Beaver. That's a nice camera, JM. Is that window locked? You'll find out what that's about soon. $1.99 from Granny Bonzox. Hey, Butthead, who made the hologram? Magic Sky Daddy, maybe? $5 from Sam Bob Dylan. If we go high enough, we should be able to see the sun on other side of flat Earth, but we don't observe that.
Hey, Craig?
Yes?
What do you mean I'll find out what that's about? The comment camera.
There's a pay attention to Brainy Beaver's channel. You'll find out.
Now I want to know. So you can't just tell people that they'll find out something and then not let them know. Because now I want to know.
You have to watch Brainy Beaver's channel and see if something happens.
Man, do I really gotta subscribe to him?
I know, right? $2 from Sam Bob Dylan.
Just kidding, I'm
subscribing.
subscribed.
Coming from all mics at all times. Yeah, sometimes, guys, the internet is like that. I can't stop the stuttering sometimes. I'm sorry. Mr. Angry 101 for $5. JM's plasma description and sun hologram just earned 5 DFOTY votes from me. Stephen Steen for $1.99. FTFE smells like fish and chips and liters of scotch. You can smell me from there, Stephen.
Hashtag facts.
Yep. JL Warren, $1.99. He moved the goalpost to another stadium. Gripper Crapper for $4.99. Tell JM there's a model where the sun is the sun's source of power. I think he's trying to say we know what the source of power of the sun is. $5 from Andrew Stoll. He has moved the goalpost from football uprights to soccer net and now onto a hockey goal. JL Warren for $1.99. I will volunteer my time to assist you. Thank you. GT Racing, David Long to $2. Ask JM, does this make him question his beliefs? I think JM is actually into questioning everything, which I kind of respect.
I am.
$5 from John Rapp. Sorry, Craig, love you, mate, but you're back in the loser's loser. JM Truth for DFOTY. We're loving your work, JM. Bring it home. Better charge, $2 New Zealand. Do you have daylight savings, JM? $5 from Captain John. My hand is so far in my face, patting myself on the back. What the fuck? Chorus Husky for $5. There's 365 days in a year and 366 days in a leap year. Please stop saying there's 365 days in a leap year. $5 from Petermus Prime. So JM, if you buy concert tickets, do you complain when you show up on the wrong day because your calendars don't match? Tim Hill, $5. JM Truth equals a man who claims to live on a different calendar from the rest of us, but doesn't know what day it is on his calendar. 666 from 0132132. 31 plus 28 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 equals 365. This is not complicated. Nathan Oakley's beaten.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
What did he just say? 'Cause 30, 30, 31, 4 times, which is 364 days.
He said 31
Do
plus
the math.
20. 31 plus 20.
Hold on. You said what? Hold on, fight. What did you say, JM? You said 30. He said 30, 31, 31 4 times, and that equals up to over 300.
30, 30, and 31.
Yeah, I said 31, add 28,
Yeah, you said he
add 31, add 30, add 31, add 30,
Okay, all right.
add 31, add 31, add 30, add 31, add 30, add 31. That equals 365. Anyway, Nathan Oakley's beaten kid for £2. My dad's beat me. Fuck, flat earth. This dude is thick. $3.49 New Zealand from New Zealand Pure. Wrong. It's 12, 12, 17, 22. Lol. Does JM know the PTH? Jeffrey Grayjack for $5. The Gregorian calendar actually has a leap year. Years divisible by 400 are leap years. Dave McGinley for $5 Canadian. Hi FTFE. Can you say hi to my son Declan? Hi Declan, how you doing? Who is a fellow globe earther and doesn't get flat earth thinking. He is 12. No, my son's 11 and he's very confused by it as well. Tim Hale for $5.
My son's 12, so.
Tim Hale for $5. Vernal equinox in 2019 was March the 20th, 266 days ago. 2020 vernal equinox, March 20, 2020, or 99 days from now. 266 plus 99 equals 365. How is this 364? $1.99 from Robert Williams. Joker Day calendar writers are part of the they. $5 from God Ratty. Mine was too long, but it was after Robert Williams. 0132132 for $5.05. JM Truth admits he isn't an expert in something. I think the world is coming to an end soon. Petermus Prime for $2 JM, can something be a negative Kelvin temp? JM, is there such thing as negative Kelvin?
No, why?
Good. We got the answer right. Carrie Oliver, $33.33. Conspiracy. Just came in. Sorry I missed it. Can't wait to see what I missed. It was a good show. You'll enjoy watching this back. RangerMan9404 for $2. The Green Laser needs Viagra. And Jacob Williams for $5. Love you, team, and FTFE. Glad I was finally able to leave a super chat after listening to you for so long. And I thoroughly appreciate the super chats and just everyone being here in general watching the show. We had about 800 at one point, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you to JM Truth and Team Skeptic for coming on. It's been a great discussion. Rad Vlad, you owe me $1,000. I accept PayPal. But I'll be back this week at some point with... I've got 2 videos with Professor Stick. One on his channel and one on my channel. I think they're both going to be released on Saturday. And I'm also working on a collaboration with Conspiracy Cats, which will be out probably next Tuesday. And I've also got another video about Sleeping Warrior with his application for Dumbfuck of the Year. Can I just point out, Sleeping Warrior, you don't apply for Dumbfuck of the Year, you get nominated, you fucking retard.
Hold on. I want everybody in the chat to know something right now. If you voted for Sleeping Warrior, you're enabling that guy. Because he wants to win. This is not for him. He wants to win.
No, he doesn't
JM
understand.
Truth, do you want to win? Hold on. Let me ask JM Truth. Do you want to win Dumbfuck of the Year?
No, but...
Okay, thank you. That's what a normal person would say. They don't want to win.
Yeah, but see, Riley is doing this as a, oh, look, if I take the fun out of it, then they can't mock me. But the video he's done trying to do that is full of so many problems, like the fact that you can't nominate, you can't apply, you get nominated. The fact that he had the Union flag upside fucking down. The fact that that wasn't a salute in any fucking country that he was doing. And the fact that he kept saying thy instead of, like, the correct word. Instead of that,
Hey,
like,
so I'm just curious. You probably won't tell me publicly. I'm just curious. What did this moron have to say about me? I'm just curious.
It was when y'all were talking about the scientific method.
Yeah, when you
were
were
talking about
Nathan
when you were
Oakley's
talking about
channel.
scientific method.
Yeah, you said that you were going to teach.
Exactly.
You were teaching them stuff, and they started mocking you, saying you can't teach them anything.
He did?
And those guys are fucking dipshits. They're all fucking morons.
And Rad Vlad says no way.
Yeah, they were
Lake
talking
Michigan's-
shit about you. So.
Rad Vlad says no way. Lake Michigan's not made of liquid nitrogen, pal. That wasn't what you said, Rad Vlad. You said for $1,000 we have to prove that refraction can bring something up from behind where it is. And just again,
then he lost.
just again, Rad Vlad. To prove
Yeah,
that
Rad Vlad, I want half that money.
Refraction at your $1,000 challenge was to prove that refraction can bring something up from behind what is being hidden by. Just again to see that in action.
Hey,
look
Craig.
at that, Rad Vlad. $1,000, please.
Yeah.
I expect that in my PayPal by the end of the week.
Hey, Craig, can I... Rad Flag, if you haven't noticed, I'm actually pretty anal about what I say and the way I say it. That's why I stop a lot of times and will think before I say something, because I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. What you said, they just proved it to you.
And that's a flat earther saying that, Rad Vlad.
Yeah.
Thank you, JM. Rad
Potential
Vlad, you
ex-flat
owe
earther.
me $1,000. I'm going to send you my PayPal address, but just so you can hear it here, Rad Vlad. It's fighttheflatearth@gmail.com. That's my PayPal. It's linked to that. I expect $1,000 in there by the end of the week. But
The argument
I'm not even going to
that I
refer
have-
to you as a flat earther anymore. I'm not going to refer to you as a flat earther anymore, JM. I'm going to refer to you as a potential ex-flat earther.
Oh, team,
Well,
team.
like I said,
Actually,
I'm-
saying that, if we're able to do a stream on Friday, I've got an ex-flat earther that wants to come on.
It's probably the same one I'm talking to.
Speak truth, seek truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Alright, talk to
in
him.
the chat. Hey, seek truth, speak truth. I've sent you an email about coming on Friday if you're able to.
Technically, both guys, I am trying to remove myself as a general flat earther and just be a truther, because I would rather. I'm really disheartened at the flat Earth community. I'm not going to say a lot more
but
than
JM,
that.
if you think the Earth, hold on. If you think the Earth is flat and you're disgusted with the community, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a part of the community to be a flat earther. There's a lot of flat earthers out there that have no idea that this shit goes on.
Right. But
So
you know,
I mean, you can still be a flat earther without being a part of the community, I guess. My bad. Go ahead.
So the Bible says the Earth has 4 corners. So now I'm not looking to argue. I'm just making this funny joke. The Bible says the Earth has 4 corners, so I'm going to be a square earther.
Fair enough. The Bible also says that pi is
works.
3, so apparently physics.
It says what?
The Bible says that pi is 3.
Pi.
Where does it say pi is 3?
It talks about the description when God is telling Moses how to build a bowl or something. It tells him that the the circumference must be 30 cubits with the diameter of 10 cubits. With a radius of 10 cubits, sorry. So, which means that pi would be 3. So, according to the Bible, pi is 3.
That would mean, hold on. Did it have a radius or a diameter?
I can't remember. It made it 3, whichever one. I'm trying to remember the actual quote now.
Then it's a diameter.
Yeah, the diameter. So the circumference is 30 cubits, and the diameter is 10 cubits, according to what a circle would be, which means that it's pi is 3. But anyway, we're gonna end that there. Radflad, I've just showed you the projection of something coming up from behind a curve due to refraction. That's $1,000, please. Thank you, team and JM. I really appreciate it. It's been an absolutely brilliant discussion. As always, remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.